Welcome everyone, this is Pilot Niels and you're listening to LOTRO Players News, where we take a look at latest LOTRO and hear LOTRO players. And this week I'm joined by Krister.
Hello.
Hello there, Krister. It is time to now have a look at what's the latest in the news here at LOTRO. And there is no news really this week, but we do have a few things to consider for next week, and that is, of course, that we are expecting update 44.1, which is going to have the new 6-player instance that we've been waiting around for a little while. It's also going to have the anniversary missions that we've been expecting for the last few weeks in there, that we'll finally have those missions in there so that we have a chance to see what these new celebration instances are supposed to be all about. And we're also expecting the opening of the newest 64-bit server Sting to help to take some of the load off that we've been having on Glamdring. So that's what's expected to happen next week. Now, they did note that they are going to need to reset the mission wrappers with update 44.1. This means that once the worlds go down and they come back up, if you were in the middle of that quest, the existing one that you have will be canceled, and that you'll be reset to 0. So it's best to try to finish it off by the time the worlds come back up for theirs. So if you have this habit of just starting them early in the week and then finishing your last few missions on Tuesday just before, or early Wednesday in there before the worlds go down, and then finishing the final ones right after the worlds come back. In other words, if your strategy always involves wanting to play on Wednesday night before the reset on Thursday, then you may have to rearrange your plans a little bit into there. If you tend to get them all done quickly, then it might not impact you in any way.
Well, some people might not have a choice. They might have 730,000 characters, and just the sheer, just going through each one of them.
Well, okay, I was assuming that well, in that case, you're probably doing a full set of missions for a number of the characters all at once. And if that's the case, then you won't have to. I know. You can only do. Actually, no, it's 10 missions. You can do. If you do delvings, yeah. If you're into delvings, then I guess that could be a bit of a problem because you can only do 10 delvings a day.
Ah, right, right.
So that means it'll take you a 2-day period in which to do all your delving. So if you tend to do those on Tuesday and Wednesday, then that could be a problem. Yes. I don't know if this affects the delving wrappers. I think it might only affect the mission wrappers, though.
But
So
it's just going to be a singular disruption. It's just going to be, they're going to reset this, and then we're never going to have to worry about that again.
we're hoping, yeah, because I think they're fixing some sort of bug in the mission wrappers in there. So because of that, they have to reset the reset the quest that's involved with it. So we will hope that that all works smoothly enough. Just make sure that you don't get caught up with at 14 of 15 just before the worlds go down. And finally, we had this week the latest edition of a casual stroll with Scenario, where this time Scenario was casually strolling through the Ettenmoors. I know, not exactly a place that's casual stroll
Yeah, I was
through.
going to say, that doesn't sound right. That's more like a cautious stroll. A cautious stroll.
Well, actually, he did do a very, very cautious stroll by doing it on a dev world instead of on an active world.
Oh, okay.
So that way, he was able to show everything off that he could without having to worry about people saying, "Hey, someone to troll." So that is it for the news this week. But of course, we do have our store sales. So, Krister, what's on sale this week?
Well, do you want to stand out from the crowd? Get 20% off select shared wardrobe, select cosmetic outfit slots, mounted combat traits, select cosmetics, and that is through May 15th. This weekly coupon this week is for a violet dye, one free violet dye, and the coupon code is pretty in purple, all one word, PRETTYINPURPLE, and that is through May 15th as well.
And I'm sure at this point that Cinders would be asking, hey, can you get it in Shire Plum instead?
That's pretty close. I mean, than any color that I'd want to get close to Shire Plum. So
Okay. I guess she'd want a coupon code Pretty in Plum.
the purple might be a good accenting color to the Shire Plum. Or maybe not.
Well, I would have to see the contrast between the violet dye and the Shire Plum dye to know how well they go together.
Yes. And to see if they dye appropriately across different cosmetics as well.
Yeah. Anyway, that's it for the news. So let's head out and see what our weekend gaming was like. What were you up to, Krister?
Well, the thing that I like to do, not to, I truly, in my real life, do not have any ego or shame. But I love pretending like I have an ego to get shot down by other people. And so one of my favorite points in the LOTRO universe is the anniversary. Because the one thing I can brag about, this is very important, finally, is that I was playing the first week of when the game released. So I always get the most current anniversary frame. So I make sure to let all my kinmates know that I have the 18th anniversary frame. And then I asked them, I was like, how's yours look? Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. You started playing 5 years after LOTRO came out. That's right. Yeah, well, anyways, look at mine. Look how shiny it is and beautiful. It's almost like the people that have this are the greatest people in the world.
There's always one in the crowd.
I was gonna say, and then usually that's when the firing commences, and I'm shot down and destroyed. But anyways, yeah, looking at the anniversary stuff, the firework cake was okay. The Warsteak cosmetics, the Crystal Resolve, I like them. I'm still kind of messing around with the dyeing part of those because, of course, you always like to see how they dye, see if they any annoying colors are left behind after you're dyeing, or you're hoping it would dye this one thing and it doesn't. But anyways, I liked the style of it. And then the other thing I got to doing, of course, was playing with the cosmetics and getting ready. So it looks like Hamat might be the key to getting some new gear, and I think I just need a couple pieces and I'm ready to raid, so I'm getting kind of excited about that. And then this last week was kind of a bit of enshrouded, a bit of shipbuilding and Starship Evo, a bit of Axis and Allies, so it was kind of a nice light gaming week. So finally, what did you get up to?
All right. I would have thought that you would have pointed out that on the anniversary items that you got the
I'm sorry. I did
special thing that you got is that your fireworks are now a bauble. Your new fireworks are a shiny bauble instead of
that. But yes, a skill instead of an inventory slot. I could get used to this.
Yes, you can get used to that. Yes. All right. Now for my weekend gaming, where my warden finally got around to starting with the new content. Things were rather crowded when they first released it, probably because
yeah,
you got about 2 servers worth of people now all together at the same time starting, and it's like, okay, maybe I'll wait a couple of weeks before starting out on this. My warden finally started out on the new content, and my lore master also continued along with the story and is a little bit further along than my warden currently. Then my mariner managed to be a hobbit that was taken to Isengard.
I'm impressed, I think. Don't you get a t-shirt for that?
Well, you mean I was taking to Isengard and all I got was this lousy T-shirt?
That's right. We have to start printing those.
Yes. And in Stardew Valley, I finally found in my first farm the last of the 7 star drops. So that means I have completed what I wanted to complete for that character. So I did start a new farm where I'm using the beach layout. So that means I have very, very good access to ocean fishing, but very poor access to sprinklers because for some reason it's very difficult to lay the pipes necessary to have sprinklers in that sandy soil that they've got over there. But I think I'm going to have an emphasis on fishing for this particular farm simply because that seems to be really where it is going to be sitting along with very, very ocean fishing right really next to my home. And that's it for my week in gaming.
I did like your idea that you presented about having a vendor for turning your any of your fireworks or any of those types of things into baubles. I wonder if they're going to do that.
Oh, you mean if they? Oh yes, back to the anniversary thing and the bauble.
Yeah,
Yes, I
with
think.
everything that's currently an inventory thing, you know.
Yeah, all
And that's
those.
creative.
Yeah, all those. At least the permanent fireworks. I don't know what they're going to do with the temporary fireworks because I think they have a problem implementing temporary baubles or something like that, which is why they haven't gotten any consumables over that way. But I think that getting all the permanent fireworks into baubles would be nice. And the cleanest way I could think of is having a vendor where you could do it because I have a feeling there could be troubles trying to convert your existing ones, consuming them and then turning them into baubles may present problems.
Well, and you presented another idea, like which would be the temporary bauble idea, where that would be cool if you pay money for it, but you could convert anything into a bauble skill. So then you could take any inventory item and convert it to a bauble.
I'm not too sure any inventory item would
No,
work.
No. I always reach too far.
Yeah. But I was thinking these things like
the reasonable thing
fireworks.
Yeah, like what you're saying is what would be cool is just to have a skill that has a fixed number of uses and then it's kaput. But then potentially maybe you could buy more.
Yeah, I would say not kaput, more likely a one where you could buy charges for it, and then
that's what I'm saying.
If the number of charges is 0, then you can't use it.
Yep. But now saying that and going, oh, that'd be so great, and it feels like it'd be so easy, and then you think about the programming that might be involved. Especially with the 750 million year old code that they're working with too. That might be an incredible challenge for them to introduce that.
Put it this way, I think that if it were easy, it would have been done 6 months ago.
Yes, exactly. So, but I like the idea regardless. I like the idea first of all of being able to convert those, and then the idea of having a charge skill where you'd have to reload it.
Yeah, I think the first one would probably be the more plausible to actually happen.
Yes, agreed.
If you would like to email us, you can send an email to podcast@lotraplayers.com. The Players Alliance has 2 shows on Saturdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We have Lotra Players News, and we record DDO Players News when Drac is available. You guys choose for our shows at lotraplayers.com/live. And that is all for tonight. And this is Pilot Needles reminding you to skirmish responsibly.